Hello and welcome to Career Day 6. So if you watched to the end for Day 5, you will have remembered that I did mention that Day 6 will be a little special because it will be all about Seongsu. So that's exactly where we're headed to today. In my humble but correct opinion, Seongsu is a non-negotiable. You absolutely have to visit this neighborhood when you're in Seoul. And here's why. Seongsu is not only home to the trendiest stores and cafes, but it's also home to many niche brands that you might not be able to find in other districts. So we're gonna visit a few of them today. So on the theme of fun and TikTok famous, we have Cafe Tong. So Cafe Tong or Tong Planet is one of those cafes that have been blowing up on TikTok whenever anybody comes to Korea. Known mostly for their eclectic and fun interior design, as you can see over here, Cafe Tong is one of the trendiest cafes at the moment. But is it worth the hype? I personally would say absolutely. To make sure that I could say yes, a definite yes, I made sure to order a bunch of different items that were different from each other. So I got one of their cakes, which is this Tang matcha chocolate cake, which was so good. I also got two of their cookies, which were really good. I know it's a little weird to film in the toilet, but it was empty, so please forgive me. But look at how cool this sink is. It just shows how good taste they have here. So if you're ever in Seoul looking for a trendy fun cafe with cool interior design, I think it's definitely worth a visit. Next up was shopping, but can we just have a moment to appreciate how alive the streets of Seongsu are? After a short walk, as you can tell by Jenny's appearance, we arrived at Tambourines, the super famous perfume brand that everybody loves. I do actually own some perfume from them prior to this trip, however, it's obviously better to come in person. So I actually do own and really love Wood Salt Beach. However, I wanted to pick up something different, so I got Chamo and my mom got a perfume bomb version of Holy Metal. So next up was the famous Seongsu Dior. So the Dior in Seongsu is best known for its really pretty exterior as well as humongous size. So we were actually in Dior to pick up a few gifts. However, I did have some time to look at some bags for myself. I felt like these two were really me, but I just couldn't decide, so I didn't leave with any bags for myself. So after that, it was back on the streets of Seongsu. So I actually came across Non-Fiction, which is super famous on TikTok, but I didn't do enough research, so I didn't leave with anything. So a short walk away was Stand Oil, which is super famous for their leather bags. However, I deemed them a little too feminine for my liking, so I didn't leave with anything. So on our way to Free, I actually saw this Looney Tunes X Innisfree collab. I thought that was so cute and cool. So Free is obviously makeup, so I actually included it in an itinerary more for the ladies in my family, and also cause it's trending at the moment, so I just wanted to see what all the buzz was about. So right after that, we popped over to Nudake for tea break. So the table you see here is actually the menu. So how you order is that they'll give you a slip of paper and you write down the number of the item on the table that you actually want to get, which I thought was so cool. My aunt actually fell in love with this mini croissant she saw on the table, and I got this crackling black sesame latte. Overall, I must say Nudake desserts are kind of a hit or miss, so you really like it or you really don't like it, that kind of vibe. So after a long shopping day with really sore feet, the only thing I wanted